evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the class of 2022's senior class plays. Tonight we will be showing two short one-acts with a brief intermission between the two shows. At this time, we ask that you please turn off all cell phones and please refrain from recording or photography of these performances. Thank you and enjoy the show.
And so the governor has mandated that we all shelter in place until further notice. How long could this last? Some are staying well into the summer months. So do your part, America. Stay at home unless absolutely necessary. Practice social distancing of at least 6 feet. Be sure to frequently wash your hands or use hand sanitizer. And wipe down all surfaces with antibacterial spray. Together, we can flatten the curve.
Well, I'm going out. It's ball night.
No.
What? I'll be careful. I've got my own ball.
Okay, well, what about your shoes?
They disinfect the shoes. Nothing could survive after Lou disinfects those bad boys.
And Gary? What about your lease partner, Gary?
What about me?
He picks his nose, Dad.
Not always.
Yes, always. It's like he's searching for his car keys up there or something. I won't touch Gary.
I would hope that you would never touch Gary, regardless of the governor's warnings.
I promise to be extra careful. I'll even bring my own hand sanitizer.
Don't bother.
What? Why not?
Bowling alley's closed.
How is this possible? Lou didn't close the lanes when his own mother died.
Class act, well, Lou.
This is more serious than I thought. Is that really necessary? I still wash my hands.
Yeah, I heard you wash them.
And I timed you too. 30.2 seconds, a new record.
What are you doing? Listening at the bathroom door?
Maybe.
Why?
Research?
Yeah.
The CDC says you need to wash your hands for at least 20 seconds.
And how am I supposed to time myself washing my hands? Unlike some people in this household, I don't spend my allowance on a stopwatch.
Best $40 I ever spent.
$40!
It's gold plated.
You are such a nerd.
Aw, thank you.
Stop! 6 feet.
Great. New rule.
No, old rule. I never want you closer than 6 feet.
Gotcha, mi hermana.
What did you call her?
My sister. In Spanish. You know, ever since we got quarantined, we have all this time to our hands. Why not be productive and learn a new language?
We just found out about sheltering in place like 3 minutes ago.
I know, I feel like such a slacker.
Anyway, just wash your hands for 20 seconds, honey. You don't need a stopwatch. Just sing the ABCs twice.
And I'm supposed to know the lyrics how.
Wow.
What?
Not to be insensitive or anything, but are you my father? I mean, Jenny makes sense over here. She thought the world used to be in black and white in 1939.
I saw it in a documentary.
The Wizard of Oz is not a documentary.
I'll kill you!
Hey, 6 feet!
Hey, that was rude. Apologize. Dear father.
Okay. You have to have his number by any chance? I'd love to meet him.
That's it. You're grounded.
Oh, where are you going to drive me from? Are you going to make me miss out on my Dungeons and Dragons game night to Lair the Orcs or something?
Why would... Is that what you were looking forward to?
Absolutely!
Then yes, you're banned from going to your daily Dungeons of the Dragoons at your Lair of the Orchids.
Oh. Alright. Too bad I already got canceled.
Go to your room.
Woohoo! That's where my computer lives.
You are so strict.
I know. Sometimes the sheriff has to lay down the law.
So, 12 weeks. Together.
This will be nice. We'll get to know each other, even more than we already do.
Can I go to my room?
Why? Do you like hanging out with your parents? Kicking it? Just kicking it? Old school? With your friends? Yo.
Popping colors? Fresh on the couch. What are you doing?
We're speaking in your lingo, sweetie. Spitting mad beats or whatever.
In the hizzle. Why is Spencer gonna go to his room? Because he insulted your father.
That's right, and our perfect little angel would never do that.
breath is so bad that when you yell at the dog, he tries to chew on it.
Go to your room. God.
Is she talking to you or me?
I don't think it mattered. She just wanted to escape. It's gonna be a long quarantine.
Hey, honey. Are you listening? What do you call bread that sneaks up on you? Ninja virus! Get it? 'Cause, like, ninjas are sneaky.
Can I go to my room?
Don't mean our room.
Oh, never mind. Oh my god.
It's been 74 hours since the incident, and it's all Dad's fault. I mean, I may encourage him a little bit, but that's besides the point. Listen, I was on the couch watching Battlestar Galactica for the 9th time, and right when Starler about to show the Cylons what's up, he throws a ball at me.
It wasn't my fault. It was an accident. My son was at least partially to blame. Okay, I'll admit, I was a little bored. But who doesn't like to throw the pigskin around with their old man? And besides, I didn't know my wife had just ultra-waxed the floors. So when I tell my son to go long, I slip a little, and he just turns to the TV and says something about cyclones or whatever. He doesn't even try to catch the ball. That's why this happened. Just putting that out there. It was a perfect pass. If the den was the end zone, and the Wi-Fi router was a receiver. It's the way things are made these days. When I was a kid, you could shoot a dial-up modem with a 44 and it wouldn't even budge.
I feel bad for my loyal fans. I've never had a 3-day interruption from my YouTube channel. But I promise that my lip singing and makeup tutorials will be back on very soon. But this is all really my dad's fault. And my brother's. He encourages Dad. And I get it. They're bored. I am so bored. But nobody should ever play football in the house. I miss football. Football boys are so cute. Oh, forget that. So my brother was watching Battlestar Galactica for like the 4th time. Such a stupid show. And that's when my dad tries to toss him the football, but he gets distracted by the cyclones or something. But if this were baseball and the Wi-Fi router were the stands, then my dad totally hit a home run.
Yep, 74 hours, 3 little days. I wasn't sure if we would survive, but we're okay. I want you to know that we are okay. I'm not one to usually point out faults in others, but it was my husband's fault. And my sons, the 2 of them together, they get into trouble when they're bored, but I just have too much housework to be bored. My baseboards have never been so clean. I also had time to wax the floors. 6 coats. I may have overdone it. Yesterday, the dog heard me throwing his food in his bowl, and he came running, and he couldn't even slow down. There's a dog shaped down the wall. But now I just learned how to patch drywall, so. I guess my husband slipped a little when he threw the football, but if he was aiming for the Wi-Fi router, he made a hole in one.
As they say in soccer, go! And just like that, no more Battlestar Galactica. Dad comes in the family room saying he broke the Wi-Fi router, whatever that means. But that's alright, I have Battlestar on Blu-ray. So when I got the old Blu-ray player, dusted off, and realized there's no HDMI cord. Asked Dad where it could be, but he doesn't even know how to spell HDMI. He told me to check the junk drawer, but I went to go look, it was empty.
The junk drawer. My favorite drawer in the house. Full of things that, like 9-volt batteries that you have to test with your tongue and a little bit of loogie. Dried out rubber bands that break when you try and use them. Singular shoelaces with no amigos. And all the leftover screws from when I built Jenny's can-do bed. That was a beautiful bed until it came crashing down in the middle of the night over Barbie question. It's like that scene in The Wizard of Oz, all these little feet sticking out. That wasn't my fault either. The pictures were upside down in the instructions, and I think it's written in Spanish since I couldn't understand it. But that's besides the point. When I went to check the junk drawer, it was empty. Why? Sorry, usually I don't let myself get that emotional. Without that HDMI cable, we couldn't even watch Blu-rays. So I decided to phone the telephone provider from on top of the toilet, but the kids were already in the bathroom together.
I was in the middle of my blog series on the proper way to use bronzer, part 7 of 12, and that's when my phone died. It wouldn't be that big of a deal if we had unlimited data, but we're on the family budget plan, and someone ate it all up watching Mr. Bean in ultra high definition 4K on YouTube. I felt like a pilgrim sailing the Oregon Trail, and I really relate to those poor people who survived the Dust Bowl. And then my brother and dad were screaming about the junk drawer. I never used it anyways. But then I went into the bathroom, and all my cosmetics were gone. I think a little part of me died right then. But sometimes if you stand in the very corner of the shower, you can pick up just a little bit of Wi-Fi from the neighbors. And that's when my brother walked in on me. Wait, that came out wrong. I was fully clothed.
I wasn't really bothered by all of this. I enjoy sweeping up the shattered pieces of plastic. And besides, I don't really care about the Wi-Fi. I prefer silence. It is my favorite genre of music. Look, I love my family, but I only have one Swiffer and I'm not about to share. I also had all this extra time to clean out the junk drawer. I found all these extra cords and I had no idea where any of them went to. So, my favorite book, Declutter Your House, Declutter Your Heart, says if you haven't used it for 3 months, set it free. I also had time to clean out all of Jenny's extra makeup from the bathroom. Speaking of the bathroom, I remember that the kids were in there together. Hang on, that sounds worse than it is.
You never throw away a cord. Never know where it goes to. Well, that's alright. I have Amazon. Just have one here in just 2 days. But no Wi-Fi. That's alright, I have my cell phone. But no data. It's the 4th of the month. How does one person go through 8 gigabytes in just 4 days? I went to the bathroom to try getting some internet, then I walked to my sister in the shower. Wait, that came out wrong.
Oh, Mr. Bean, you're such a silly little feller. Where was I? Oh, right. So, I decided to venture outside. My wife insisted that I wear gloves, a mask, goggles, a plastic hazmat suit, earplugs, nose plugs. How was I supposed to breathe? So, we compromised and I had to breathe out of my mouth. She already disinfected the car twice that day, so I drove around town until I got a signal so I could phone the provider. Over an hour later, I came back home, and the kids were acting weird. Weirder than usual. They're asking me questions like,
Is the sun still bright? Is Sephora open? What's the latest fashion trend? Did you see any cute face masks? Did you see any cute boys? Did you see any boys at all? Forget all that. What I really want to know is, when's the Wi-Fi going to be fixed?
Did you see any cool cars? What color were they? Are there animals roaming the streets? Are there zombies eating people with brains? Dad, are you a zombie? Dad's a zombie! Oh yeah, by the way, when's the Wi-Fi going to be fixed?
Thank you for calling. We value our customers. We are currently experiencing an unusual volume of calls. Please call back later and we will be happy to assist you. Goodbye.
No!
Look at what I found. We watched The Apple Dumpling Gang and Bend Out the Broomsticks and Davy Crockett. But then Spencer found this tape that looked like it was written in my husband's handwriting labeled Fun Before Kids. I have no recollection of this. Now, before I continue, I have to tell you something. The Tom Cruise movie Risky Business was very popular at the time, so that's what inspired the Home movie.
At first, there's nothing. Just a shot of our kitchen. And then you hear like old people music from the 80s or something. And then you see our dad slide in, wearing nothing but his socks and underwear. Just before I knew it, Spencer was diving through the air, reaching for the plug. Luckily, he got to it in time before we could see anything else. Don't tell him I said this, but it was pretty impressive.
Not all heroes wear a cape. Some are just your average teenagers stuck at home where dad focuses shirtless, and then once this evil is presented on your family, you do whatever it takes to protect your loved ones. I feel like Neo from The Matrix. All I know is once I seen it, I jumped from the couch in slow motion, reaching for the outlet. Once I pulled the outlet out, we just sat there in silence.
So we found a tape in the very bottom of the box labeled Fun Before Kids. And it looked like my handwriting, so we popped it right in. Then it came back to me. A little too late. And I looked good. Oh, the good old days. Where were they? Right. Spencer shot up from the floor, zoomed across the room like greased lightning. He pulled out the plug to the VHS, and we sat there for what felt like forever. I tried to make it up to them the next morning by easing the tension. I slid into the kitchen in just my underwear. Not my smartest move. Y'all screamed. I made it up to them by treating them to unlimited data, but they still won't look me in the eye. So now that I've told you our story, please tell me, is there anything you can do to help us?
No one has talked since, and so I did a little research and found your site, scarredforlife.net, online family therapy at a discount price. I have to ask, do you think you can help us?
I can't eat. I can't sleep. But I've lost 3 pounds. Dad tried to make it up to the family by treating us to unlimited data, but it won't undo the damage. Now that you know just how traumatized I am, do you think you can help us?
Dad treated us to unlimited data, but does not make up for my lost childhood. You not see all the things, like you not understand what all I've seen? It's horrific. But at the end of the day, do you think you can help us? Oh yeah, by the way, can you have an HDMI course into 55 Oak Meadows Road? You can just add it to our bill.
No. That is not what we agreed to. Listen to reason. You're killing me. I hear you, but are you hearing me? I understand. But you have to understand where I'm coming from.
What is she saying?
Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna put you on hold for a second. No, we're not talking about you. The dog needs a bath.
So, what does she want?
Christmas and Easter.
What?
Hold on. Christmas and Easter, plus 2 trips to church a month, and lunch at the Cracker Barrel on her birthday.
I, for one, would love to spend more time with Grandma.
I can't do it. I can't watch her eat.
Do you want to keep using paper towels? She has a dozen rolls of 2-ply.
2-ply. It's like wiping with a cloud.
If she's willing to offer a dozen, she might offer more. Keep negotiating.
She's only offering 1 roll per holiday and half a roll for each Sunday.
Half a roll? How do you even give half a roll?
She said she'll count the squares.
Wow, that's evil even for Grandma.
I don't care. Do whatever it takes. I'm not using paper towels anymore.
It's not so bad if you use the bidet.
A super soaker is not a bidet.
That's pretty hard to aim with.
Is that why there was water on the ceiling this morning?
How many pumps are you getting?
30.
Do you want to get yourself hospitalized? No, Mom, I was not talking to you. I'm never threatening to put you in the hospital. No, it'd be a lot easier. That's good.
No, because then we'd have to visit a nursing home. 1 old person is bad enough. 100 of them pinching my cheeks, calling me Missy. I can't do it.
I am not going to use paper towels, and I am not using the super soaker.
Just do what I do.
Oh, God.
Don't ask.
What do you do?
I use a washcloth.
Which washcloth?
Whichever one is hanging up on the towel rack.
I use those for my makeup tutorials.
That would explain why my posterior has a glittery glow.
I need to wash my face.
Be careful what you use.
I want out of this family.
You and me both, sister.
At least I didn't use the cat.
Tell me you're kidding.
Yeah, I'm kidding. Let's just give her what she wants.
You said you'd rather watch paint dry than spend time with her.
That would be more exciting. But hear me out. We go in, we get the TP, we get out of there, and once this whole thing blows over, we don't hold up our end of the bargain.
That's cool. I can't even do that to Grandma. I want no part of this.
I like it. Let's do it.
You know what? I don't care. I like it. If you want to judge us, you can keep using the super soaker.
Just try not to blow a hole through the wall.
Mom, are you there?
Yeah, yeah, I've been here and I heard everything.
Everything?
Everything?
Oh, I'm sorry, Grandma, about them. They haven't been themselves lately.
Well, I made my decision. I'm keeping my toilet paper. And when things get back to normal, I'm visiting my lawyer and cutting you all of my will.
What? Why?
Everyone except for my favorite grandson, Spencer, that is.
Aw, you have to do that, Grandma.
You know you've always been my favorite.
I know, I knew. I love you.
Love you too, my boy. That's why I'm leaving you everything, including my toilet paper. Goodbye.
Mom? Mom? Are you there?
This is unbelievable.
So, what did Grandma agree to?
She cut you out of the will.
Are you serious? I rubbed that old bag's feet for an hour last Christmas, and I listened to the story about the time she bought a sweet potato and it turned out to be a yam.
Classic Grandma.
And she left your little twerp of a brother everything.
Are you serious? Just last night you told me you'd rather eat a powdered donut covered in dander flakes than spend time with her.
Oh, but today you're all tweeting this and that. Okay.
Yeah, what gives?
I could tell you had her on speaker.
What? How?
I could hear her breathing.
Why didn't you tell us?
Comedy. Plus, you know, she had a cool Mustang. I had my eye on it, and I really want it. Now I'm getting it.
You're grounded.
Oh, I don't think you want to ground me.
Oh, and why not, mister?
Because, you know, I can pay an old childhood friend, Mr. Cuddlesworth, a little visit. And let's just say it's not going to be pretty by the end of the day.
Don't bring the teddy bear into this.
Oh, I did. And if you don't mind me, I'm going to go sit on my throne.
We'll be back.
Catch you next one, peeps.
You created a monster.
Very good.
Mom, we need to go on a grocery run.
Absolutely not. We have plenty of food in the pantry.
No we don't. And just saying Taco Tuesday night with kidney beans, yuck.
We all have to make sacrifices, Spencer.
I had to pour water on my Cheerios.
Just mix a little sour cream and you never know the difference.
That's literally disgusting. Are you out of your mind?
Mom, I'm out of deodorant.
Then use dryer sheets. You smell mountainy fresh.
I might get a rash.
Then go all natural. You don't need to impress the family, sweetheart.
Speak for yourself.
Honey. Listen, are you listening? We are out of coffee.
Just drink some herbal tea, Frank. You don't need all that caffeine. It's not good for you.
It gives me a headache. What other foods have caffeine?
Dark chocolate,
We're out.
pop.
We are out.
You know, kitty litter has caffeine in it.
Really? Yeah, we have lots of that.
You're just evil.
What can I say? Just a part of me.
But why don't you kids be a dear and get me some more wine?
We're out.
Very funny, but I'm not as easily deceived as your father.
He's not kidding, Mom. We're out.
That's it. I'm going to the store.
Hooray!
No, it's a little gritty, but it's not that bad. I'll let you go. Where you guys going? Gather round, everybody.
It's that time of the night you've all been looking forward to.
Game night.
I put pants on for this?
First up is Wheel of Fortune. The category is things a teenager might say. Honey, you're up first.
Is there a T?
There are 2 T's.
I'd like to buy a vowel in O.
No O's. Spencer, you're up.
I don't want to be here.
Can we do something else?
I wish you left me in the woods to be raised by the wolves, people.
Like I said, kids, there are no O's.
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Go right ahead.
Are we there yet?
Ding, 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 ding. Spencer, tell your mom what she's won.
Well, Dad, she wanted a cheeky husband at night on the couch with a annual glass of wine on a Saturday night. Back to you, Dad.
Okay, wise guy. What do you want to play?
Xbox?
We don't have that one.
What about charades?
Last time I threw out my back.
My father, the athlete.
One flew over the cuckoo's nest was a hard one.
What about my favorite makeover?
No,
Why?
I am not putting mascara on again.
But it really brought out your
You
eyes.
nearly poked my eye out.
You wouldn't sit still.
Because you kept stabbing me in the eye.
Ooh, let's play Monopoly, and I get to be the thimble.
No thimble.
Remember like month 4 of this thing I tried to sew?
That wasn't a real thimble, it's too small.
I know, I lost a lot of blood.
How about Chinese checkers?
I don't know Mandarin, or Cantonese, or Gun, or Jin, or Witcha, or just sure. All of them figured out.
How do you know those but not Chinese checkers?
It's weird what sticks in this brain.
But you can't manage to put your laundry in hamper.
Like I said, it's weird.
Do we still have exploding kittens?
No. But I mean, you get the cat and you just like, and the leftover chili just comes down the road, you know? Watch that.
Pictionary?
No.
Why not?
Everything you draw, instead of looking a little
A little what?
PG-13.
That's because you guys have dirty minds.
Okay, no. I still can't get the image of Pinocchio out of my mind till this day.
What about Candyland?
Shame on you. Grandma is diabetic and you and her.
She's not even here.
Rest her soul.
She's just 5 miles away at the nursing home.
Wishful thinking.
Frank?
How about Jenga?
No, that game's so complicated. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
Why?
Look, it's a block of rectangle blocks, towered up, and the goal of the game is to kick them out and try not to make it fall. What's so complicated about it?
Don't pick on me just because I failed geometry.
Sounds like to me you're failing life.
The game of life, yes.
No.
Why don't we invite you? You don't even...
Ooh, does anyone have any objections to a game of cards? No?
Okay, 5-card draw?
Did you know that in many parts of Africa, specifically West Ghana, Benin, and Togo, it's even illegal to think about playing poker?
That's interesting. Why is that?
Because there's too many cheaters.
Why are my cards sticky?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Why do I have 4s, queens, and they're all the same suit?
Don't tell us.
Why do I have 4 8s and an Uno card?
Okay, guys, I just dealt myself a multi-grandparent. Deal with it.
My cards have no numbers at all.
Flip them around, sweetie.
Oh, blackjack. 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 and 9 is 18. Plus 2 is 20. And the ace can be an 11 or a 1. Blackjack.
You know, she's right, but...
I don't know what surprised me more, the fact that you added those up so quickly, or the fact that we were playing poker.
Guys, why did the vampire get nervous during the poker game?
Let's play the quiet game.
Good idea. See, I got the stopwatch. I'll time it. Starts now.
I lose. Because his opponent raised the stakes.
3.7 seconds.
Did you get it?
Shut up, Frank.
Okay, guys, I'm just trying to have a laugh. Do we have a karaoke machine? Do you want to do that?
That sounds good.
I agree.
You know, I'll go first. Do you know if it has any Lady Gaga?
Oh my god, don't say it.
Because I want to sing Poker Face. By Lady Gaga, the song, you know.
We know. Actually, let's play some Jeopardy. The answer is the couch.
Oh, the place Dad will be sleeping tonight if he keeps making poker puns.
You are correct.
Sorry, guys. Sometimes I can be such a card.
I want to be adopted.
You are.
But I think she's bluffing. Fast forward like a couple months. This used to be a full house, but now I'm all alone because my wife left me. What are some other ones? I tricked my wife into marrying me, but that's a hard trick. Think about one with a bridge. Never mind, yeah, that's good.
And now, Edgar Allan Poe goes to kindergarten. Alright, did anyone bring anything to show to class today? What did you bring, Eddie? And Edgar got me another dead bat. So weird. Did anybody else bring anything? What did you bring?
I brought some nails. My dad used nails like these to build our treehouse.
That's a very nice thing to share.
Did he nail the door closed? No. Why would he do that? Keep things out like rats, gorillas, or the bubonic plague.
So weird. Anybody else bring anything? What did you bring?
I brought a shovel! Are you gonna hit somebody with it?
No, I use it to make sandcastles at the beach.
The fire shovel. I use it to dig out a fix my basement. And then I get some bricks and mix it some concrete. And then I build a wall and then chain them to two-side wall. And then I build another wall around them so you can never hear me scream.
Eddie's scaring me!
Oh, Eddie, remember that talk we had about scaring the other children? Anybody else bring anything? Yeah, you.
I brought a necklace my grandma gave me. It'd be cool if there's a sharp blade at the end of it, and you were tied to the floor, and the blade got... He's being weird again.
Anybody else bring anything? And yeah, what did you bring?
I brought my cat Frisky.
Is Frisky a black cat?
No, she's kind of gray.
Is she friendly?
Oh, she's very friendly.
Can you walk her on a leash?
No, she's a cat, not a dog.
If I had a cat, I'd make it walk on a leash.
You can't do that. It would strangle it.
Really?
Our cat and our grandmother.
I think I'd like your cat. Does your cat have both of her eyes?
Well, yeah, of course.
Does yours scratch you?
No, don't look at her.
Do you want to see my dad?
No. When I grow up, I'm going to be a veterinarian.
You just want to eat vegetables?
No, I want to be an animal doctor.
When I grow up, I want to be a movie star. When I grow up, I want to write some stories. I want to write a story about a guy in a Spanish Inquisition who gets arrested and thrown into a prison with a deep pit and a pendulum that swings back and forth. And I want to write stories about people being murdered and getting sick with terrible diseases. When I had cats, bats, and all kinds of cool stuff.
Eddie, I think it's time we see the guidance counselor again. Everyone else, step your vocab words while I'm gone. That dude is so weird.
But those were some cool stories. Especially the one about the pendulum swinging back and forth. I like that one.
I think I'm going to have nightmares.
Me too.
And now, Edgar Allan Poe goes to a psychiatrist.
I should have done this a long time ago. I'm a mess. A miserable childhood, a miserable adulthood, nightmares, fantasies, The doctor will see you now. Mr. Poe, thanks for seeing me.
Oh, of course. I'm always delighted to see someone who's crazy.
Oh, sorry. We're not supposed to use that word here anymore.
Oh, anyways, go ahead. Make yourself comfortable. Take your shoes off. Oh, put your shoes back on. Anyways, go ahead, lay back, relax. We're gonna have a nice talk. Now, I'm gonna make some notes, we're gonna chat, and you must tell me everything. Do not hold anything back. Now, I may have to use some mind-altering drugs, or, electroshock treatment, or put you in a straitjacket and lock you in a padded room. But then, of course, there's always the frontal lobotomy. We're not supposed to do that here anymore, but I've always wanted to try it.
Shouldn't you make a diagnosis before you start on treatments?
Yes. You could be right. Go ahead. Tell me about your childhood.
Well, my parents died when I was very young.
Died. Did you go to one of those orphanages? You know, hard labor for 16 hours a day, nothing to eat but filthy and vermin-infested living conditions?
It wasn't like that. You see, I was adopted by the Allan, friends of my parents.
Were the Allans cruel or scurrilous?
They were quite nice, actually.
Did they make you eat broccoli?
I don't remember ever having broccoli.
Oh! My parents made me eat broccoli. And I can tell you, that was abuse. Nothing turned my stomach faster than broccoli. Except maybe Brussels sprouts. Did you ever have to eat those nasty things?
I didn't have an issue with Brussels sprouts. But I really liked Mrs. Allan. But she died. And then I was sent to boarding school.
My childhood was no picnic. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts. You know, all I wanted was a little freedom to express myself. I wanted to be a professional bowler. I could have done it if my parents supported me. But no! They made me play soccer, and join the marching band. You know it's hard to play piano in the marching band?
I gambled a lot. And I joined the military.
You know, almost bought a lottery ticket. Stupidest thing I ever did. I know the odds of winning the lottery are about the same as getting hit in the head with a meteor.
This might be a mistake.
No, I'll tell you what might be a mistake. Taking a young boy's dreams and crushing them like fresh oregano on a homemade pizza! Yes. I digress. Tell me about boarding school.
I didn't have a lot of friends.
I didn't have a lot of friends either. Of course I would have done well in boarding school. But I never would have to look at my sister. She could touch the tip of her nose with her tongue. Ugh.
I had this dream once. A bird flew into my office and said, "Nevermore."
Nevermore? It's nothing. You want to hear about my dreams? Ha! We're talking about some major Freudian material here. I should probably be institutionalized.
I think I'll go home.
Glad I can help. You know, this psychiatrist job doesn't really pay that great. Of course, I get the vacation house and the new B&W, but yet I just don't feel successful. Maybe I should charge more money.
Next up, the Telltale Heart.
I'm telling you, I'm innocent. You gotta believe me. I'm perfectly sane.
You believe you, right? Is that donuts? I can't believe you would bring a donut to interrogation.
Sorry, we just had a couple questions to ask about your neighbor,
What neighbor? I got lots of neighbors.
the old guy. And don't say what old guy, there's only one old guy who lives in your building.
What old guy? I don't know what old guy you're talking about.
Old guy who lives right next door to you.
Oh, yeah.
When was the last time you two were together?
Let's see. It's been a while. I'm trying to remember.
Did you get the donut from the vending machine or the donut shop?
It's really the donut shop.
I wish I had a donut.
Your neighbor said she saw you two together.
What neighbor?
The lady that lives across the hall from you?
Oh, her.
Yeah, her. She said you heard her scream.
Ha! She's crazy!
She seemed perfectly sane to me. Was it a chocolate donut?
I must be thinking of a different neighbor here.
Now, what I'm wondering is, how can a guy go from just inside his apartment and then just disappear?
Well, don't
It
you
was
have
a
that...
raspberry cream filled donut.
Sorry. Don't you have that kind of thing happen here all the time? You know, people are going in their apartments, they're last seen, and they're never seen again. Whew. I think you'd be used to it by now.
We have had cases like this before. A guy does go to his apartment and is never seen again. But there's always another guy, like you. You see, I don't really care for the raspberry cream.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't care for the raspberry cream. Isn't that hard to understand?
What my partner means is sometimes people can get on your nerves. Like my Uncle Hayward. He used to smack his lips all the time when he ate. Drove me crazy.
And my Aunt Hilda, she had a laugh that was ending up to the wall. But it was like a hyena on steroids. One time, she was laughing so loud, I told her to shut up. And that's not a very nice thing for a 5-year-old nephew to tell his elderly aunt.
Look, guys, I'm sorry you have your family issues, but this has nothing to do with me.
I think it has everything to do with you. You think you're a smart guy, don't you?
Well, I am above the average intelligence.
You think the rules apply to everybody but you.
I never said that.
You think you can get away with anything.
I have nothing I need to hide.
You have done it. So, what was your relationship with the old man?
Friendly. We talked about the weather.
Did you two get in some sort of fight?
No, we were on good terms.
You know, I think he is innocent.
Really? I think he's guilty.
Now, why would I kill an old man? The old guy probably came home, realized he was at an oatmeal, and decided to use the fire escape. Yeah, so what if it's 12 stories high? The exercise is good for him. Yeah, that's what happened. He climbed out of his window, walked down the street, and was kidnapped by one of those kidnappers. Yeah. Or he fell into a storm drain or a garbage can. Or maybe he was abducted by aliens.
That sounds reasonable.
I just think it sounds kind of weird.
Weird, but reasonable. Just because no one's proved extraterrestrials don't exist, don't mean they don't. And besides, you read this stuff all the time in National Enquirer.
Maybe he was a mobster in the witness protection program. And he ran into one of his old bosses. He was recognized. He could have been fitted with a pair of concrete bedroom slippers. Tossed into the river.
I've seen that happen on TV.
Or they could have took him to the slaughterhouse and had him chopped up into a bunch of tiny little pieces.
Did you say you chopped them up? I got no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, they chopped them up and put the body pieces all over town.
Or they took him out into the forest and buried him.
Or maybe they put him in the ocean for fishing.
What's that noise? It's a heartbeat. It's getting louder.
Sorry about that, I'm getting a call. Yeah, what's up? This guy's at the crime scene. Say the window has been open, so there goes our theory on the fire escape.
It's still beating. It's getting closer.
I got a call. Hello? Yeah, I'll stop by the store on the way home. Your mother's coming over for dinner?
His heartbeat. It was driving me mad. I had to stop it. It was just day and night and day. Just ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. It wouldn't stop. I went into an old guy's apartment and I did it. I carved him up and I hit him under the floorboards.
Did you check the freezer?
I don't like broccoli.
Do you hear me? I cleaned the crime scene. I used Mr. Clean. But yet I can still hear his heartbeat pounding away.
I'm glad the place smells clean, but did you check everyone in the bathroom?
Why do we have to have so much broccoli? It's like eating little trees.
I'm guilty. I just confessed to a terrible crime.
Did you check every bedroom and everything?
Your mother doesn't eat her broccoli.
I'm guilty. I'm ready to face the jury and my peers and accept my punishment.
I don't know.
You know, I don't think we have anything on this guy.
I don't think we do either. You're pretty good.
Did you hear anything I just said?
No, I was on the phone.
Did anyone look under the floorboards in the old man's apartment? No. Why would we do that?
Okay. Boys, keep up the good work.
Alright, so did another chop?
And now, Edgar Allan Poe goes to the Waffle House.
What do you want?
Are the waffles any good?
The waffles. How good do waffles have to be?
I'll just have a coffee.
Terrific. coffee. What else do you have?
I'm not really hungry.
Why?
You see, I've just been a little bit frustrated. See, I'm a writer, and I've read really good poetry and had it published in really classy magazines, but I just don't get the recognition I deserve. See, there's this guy, thinks he's all hot stuff, but I'm twice the poet he'll ever be. It's that New England thing. People from up there are stuck up.
Well, what's the guy's name? Maybe I've heard of him.
I doubt it. You're just a waitress.
I am a server. Now tell me the guy's name before I turn your head into a giant pancake.
Fine. His name's Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
Yeah, I've heard of the guy.
You have?
Yeah, much as it surprises you, I've heard of Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
Maybe you've heard of me.
Well, what's your name?
Edgar Allan Poe.
Nah, ain't never heard of you.
So you've heard of Longfellow, but you haven't heard of Poe?
That's right. Now you're gonna order something, or are you gonna keep taking up space?
I lost my appetite.
Let me rephrase that. Are you gonna order something, or are you gonna leave?
I guess I'll just have the waffles.
Great.
Hi, Eddie.
Oh no.
Fancy running you at the Waffle House. How you been? Right, still writing poems?
I'm doing a little bit of rewriting at the moment.
Do you ever write anything?
Written short stories.
What kind of short stories? They don't rhyme.
I've written plenty of other poetry.
You see, I'm still teaching at Harvard. And writing more poetry now and then.
Hey, Henry, how's it going?
Quite well.
You know him?
Of course I know him. He comes here to eat all the time.
This is ridiculous.
I'll have the slam dunk breakfast, hash brown potatoes, and a decaf coffee.
Come right up.
Look, Eddie.
Please, just don't call me Eddie. My name's Edgar.
Sorry, Eddie. Look, I'm just trying to give a fellow poet a little boost.
Wait, you consider me a fellow poet?
Of course, you had that book of youthful poetry in the style of Lord Byron, published when you were what, 20 or 2?
I was 18. But lately I've been getting more into English literature. You know, dark tales of imminent death.
That sounds interesting. You see, I tell my students at Harvard that great writing should inspire us to greater plateaus in life, and they should not blind us from what is truly great in the world, like me. I'm great.
Do you even realize how many times you just said the word great?
No. But I am planning on writing this great poem about Poe-dunked. It'll become synonymous with the very founding of this great nation. And this is going to make it for a full movie.
I've written poems about people being locked in the pits.
That sounds fun.
You know, I just realized I have a very important meeting I need to get to.
Really? I was still seeing psychiatrist.
No, just, I'll see you around.
Bye.
Hey, where's your friend go?
He's not my friend. And now, Edgar Allan Poe is relaxing at home.
Let's see if I can get this going again. Once upon a time, there were 3 bears. That's all right. Maybe that bird was right. Once upon a midnight dreary. What rhymes with dreary? Oh, I know. While I thought about Lake Erie. Why was I thinking about Lake Erie? I wonder if there's anything good on TV.
Tonight on public television, the biography of Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, American poet.
Oh God, that dude again?
The old movie channel proudly presents Shirley Temple Theater.
Nah.
Tonight on the cooking channel, I'll show you 50 exciting ways to make toast.
Are you serious?
This just in from Headline News, an important government study concludes that people who have trouble seeing should go to an eye doctor.
Really?
Tonight, the History Channel presents a special 10-part series, The Evolution of Shoes.
No thanks.
Next on the Discovery Channel, your friend, the houseplant.
Really?
And now on Animal Planet, Insect Rescue.
You know what? Forget it.
Ding dong.
What? Hi, this is Brother Mark. I'm Brother Tony. Do you have a minute to talk about our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?
No. She's gonna try writing again. Where was I? Once upon a midnight dreary, while I thought about Lake Erie, and I spilled some juice upon my floor. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a clapping, as if someone were loudly yapping at my chamber door. It's probably that stupid bird, I muttered. Who else could it be? Well, one verse down, 17 more to go if I don't stop getting interrupted! What?
Call Plumber?
No?
Is this the Henry David Thoreau residence?
No? That dude lives in a shack in the middle of the woods, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't have indoor plumbing.
Isn't he like famous or something?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
What was he, something like the president?
No, he was a writer.
Oh, look, they got Longfellow. Now that guy's a writer.
You know, I'm a writer too.
Oh, really? What's your name?
Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, you mean that guy that writes all that creepy horror stuff?
You've heard of me? That's me, yeah. I'm that guy.
Yeah, you're sick. If you ever need a plumber, just call someone else.
And now the editor.
Dear Mr. Smith, thank you for your wonderful submission of the story, The Black Cat, to our really great literary magazine. Your story showed great command of language, and your plot points were clear and defined. Your themes of insanity and the fear of death were truly terrifying. I simply could not put down until I was done. You've truly redefined the Gothic story in an American genre. I can tell you are a gifted writer with a great future ahead of you. We will be accepting this into our magazine, and enclosed with this letter, you will find a check. Sincerely, Ralph Emerson, Chief Editor of the really great literary magazine. Dear Mr. Poe, I'm sad about your story, The Black Dog, that you submitted to our literary magazine. It showed little command of language, and your plot points were as muddy as swamp water. Your themes of the joy of living and happiness were simply way too boring. I just had to force myself to read it. I do not understand why you think you could ever become a writer. We will not be accepting this story, nor any other story you write us. Sincerely, Ralph Emerson, Chief Editor of the really great literary magazine. I hope I didn't get those two manuscripts mixed up. Oh well, it's too late now.
And now, Eddie works at fast food. Welcome to Taco King. May I take your order?
Yeah, I'll just have a burrito with just extra everything and a large Diet Coke.
Are you trying to get on the top 10 list for world's worst breath?
Sorry, what?
Never mind. 625 the first window. Welcome to Taco King. May I take your order?
Eddie? Is that you?
Maybe? Who are you?
It's me. You know, your agent.
Oh,
Since when did you start working at Taco King?
since I kinda got fired from the magazine, I hope you have good news for me.
Well, I got some good news and I got some bad news. The bad news is no one wants to hire you because you're weird and depressing.
What's the good news?
I got a coupon for a free drink. I'll take a number 9 combo with a medium Amontillado.
We don't serve Amontillados.
I know, I'm just messing with you. I'll have a black coffee with sugar and cream.
$5.25, first window.
You know, Eddie still owed me some money from that poker game the other week.
Fine. I guess your order's free. Go ahead and pull around. Welcome to Taco King. May I take your order?
Eddie, is that you? It's me, Henry David Thoreau. Davy?
Davy? I thought you were living in a shack in the middle of the woods, writing non-fiction or something.
I am, but then I got a craving for some nachos. I'm probably going to leave that part out of my book. I'm thinking about calling it Walden, after the pod. What do you think?
A book about living in a shack on a pond. Sounds exhilarating.
Why not? I figure, if you can get published, anybody can.
What do you have?
Just nachos.
Want a drink?
Just nachos.
Got it. I hope you show. That'll be $2.50 at the first window. Welcome to Taco King. May I take your order?
I'll just have a taco supreme with extra onions.
Are you trying to get a heart attack?
What are you, some kind of smart guy?
No. As a matter of fact, I am a smart guy. I had a great education. I served in the military. I had an amazing life until it all went downhill. But I practically invented the short story. I'm better than all those other writers.
So man, all I want is a taco supreme with extra onions. Don't need to hear your whole autobiography.
You want my autobiography? I'll tell you my autobiography. I was kicked out of the military. My mom died a horrible premature death. It's a whole thing.
Listen, man, that's real sad. I'll just have a taco supreme without the extra onions.
Think you'll like it better that way. $6.25, first window. Welcome to the taco. May I take your order?
Eddie Poe? Is that you?
Voice sounds a little too familiar. Depends. Who's this?
Well, Mrs. Cribley, of course. I taught language arts.
The teacher that said I'd never become a writer? No, you're thinking of someone else. I'm Henry David Thoreau.
Well, in that case, I'll have a number 5, and don't forget the lettuce.
Lettuce? You ruined my life and all you can think about is lettuce?
That is Eddie Poe. Well, I'm not going to buy a quesadilla from you.
How can somebody take a story like Macbeth and make it boring like you did? You ruined my life. Well, it was already ruined, but you made it worse, you old bat.
Well, I'm not going to sit here and take this. Good day.
Well, I want to serve you anyway. God, I hate you. Eddie? Oh, the manager. Didn't see you there.
You know, Eddie, I'm not sure you're Taco King material.
You mean I'm not a corn tortilla?
No, I mean you're rude to the customers.
They're not customers, they're nightmares of my past.
And I think it's time to find a new line of work and turn your taco to crown. You know what? I hope you're not happy in life, and I hope you're filled with misery.
Thus, Edgar Allan Poe became one of the greatest writers of the 19th century.
Poe was a tortured soul who tormented many high school students who had to sit and read his work for over a century and a half.
But where would we be without Poe today?
Probably a lot better off.
But he basically invented the American short story.
For people too lazy to read novels.
But that's not very nice. You know, he made horror stories like truly horrific.
And he used a lot of really big words.
Well, still, he was a pretty cool guy.
You need a dictionary and an encyclopedia to read him.
Poe lived a sad life full of excess and unfulfilled ambition.
So the moral is, don't become a famous writer.
Well,
That's not, I mean, don't become a famous writer with an unhappy life and an excess of unfulfilled ambition.
Unless you want to be like Edgar Allan Poe.
Yes, but he was successful after he died.
To quote the poet, is all that we see or seem merely a dream within a dream?
Is that supposed to mean something?
It means reality as we know it might not be reality at all, but a dream or a nightmare.
That's not bad. And there aren't any big words.
And so we end with the most famous quote ever uttered by a bird. Polly wants a cracker. No? The second most famous word.